Lamina is forever spoiling my daughter with attention. I suppose they can relate to each other as neither of them have siblings. I just don't want my daughter to be spoiled into adulthood or I'll have to disown her. Okay, cool. Lamina, you're back! Show me one of your magic tricks, please! Well, I have a special one that I've been saving, and it'll only cost... Don't tell me you're going to charge a kid to see one of your cheap tricks! As I was about to say, it'll only cost you a big smile. How about it? Thanks, Lamina. Will you show me another trick sometime? Huh. Cheapskate. Anyway.
Hey there, kiddo. How's the money collection for Vane's future going? Are you saving your silver?
Sorry, no time to talk. My mother's in big trouble. Although, if you have a few coins to spare, I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
Sorry, kiddo, but I just got back from a very expensive tour of Maribia's seedy back streets.
I'm thinking, why? Hi, Miss Lamina. How are you? If we're really good, will you please tell us another story? Do you hear that, guys? Lamina tells stories to these children. Tell me, little guy, what kinds of stories does Lamina tell you? Lamina tells us stories of how to spend money without wasting it, and how to hoard money in really good hiding places where no one will ever find it, and how to haggle down the price of anything. Oh my goodness. Well, aren't those just delightful tales? Tell us a story, Lamina. How about the one where you made that overpriced merchant cry? Wow. Some strange visitors walked into the Magic Guild a while ago. I wonder who they were. Hold on, let me just... They were wearing unfamiliar outfits. Perhaps they come here from Maribia. What's the matter with you, Lamina? Why are you so upset? Oh wait, I know. Your mother doesn't love you anymore, and you realize you have no friends. It's not like that at all, but I don't have time to explain it to you with monosyllabic words. Yeah, whatever, Lamina. You're just the same spoiled brat you've always been.
Okay.
Lamina can't stand to be away from her mother for very long. She's nothing more than a child. A ditzy, codependent little girl.
Okay, lady. Jeez. She really doesn't like Lamina. I'm like, okay.
It's been a long time since I've seen Borgin around here, and he's somehow fatter than ever. Did you know he dropped out of the Magic Guild? I've never found out the reason why. Probably because the guild cafeteria didn't have a large enough selection of desserts. Borgin floated into the guild mansion a while ago with some suspicious characters. Cool. Let's see what weapons they got here.
We have a multitude of weapons for the magically challenged. Ouch.
So basically only for regular people. So they have the staffs if you need those. I've got a lot of them already. I think I have all of them, but I'm not 100%. I'll have to check. Magic staff, I already have it, so. The Ritual Mace is pretty good. The Rune Sword is for Hero. Thickest Rod far heaviest bargain. This makes it heavier. I think the Rune Sword's probably a little better because like you could get this one and it does hit harder, but it does lower. It means that he'll has less attacks and he'll move slower. So I'm not really sure I want it that badly. Nah, I think I'll keep the Rune Sword. The Rune Sword's a pretty good one, honestly. It'll increase his magic defense too. So I'll go ahead and grab this sword. I'll equip it. And I can sell the rest. Quake, Thunder, Water, Wind. Okay. I think the only one she doesn't have is the Flame Staff. I haven't used them very much because, honestly, I've just been using spells and they're pretty much more effective than just using a staff hit. But the staff hit is cheaper, so I don't know. And the enemies are such different elements each time that it doesn't make any sense to use any elemental staff unless, like, all the enemies are weak to one element. It's kind of hard to balance it. I can't get any other weapons, so I'm gonna have to wait. I won't be able to get one. Thanks, come again! I've come from Meribia to see the sights here in historic Vane. These ancient structures are so full of romantic tales and rich history. But what was the deal with that fat guy who showed up a while ago? He floated around here with his pack of followers like he owned the place. I have some business to take care of, but we'll definitely talk more about this later. This city is beautiful, but that floating fatso was grotesque. Wow, he made such a negative impression, huh? If there was ever the perfect candidate for a stomach stapling, he is it. Blech! Wow. He must give such a negative impression that no one has anything nice to say about him. Hey, have you heard about the Magic Library? It's fun to play hide and seek there because it's so big. I'm going there later with my friends, and we're going to play all day long. Hey there, the Magic Library is not a playground. How many times do I have to tell you? But Lamina, the Magic Library is our playground because Lady Miria said we could play there. Oh, Mother. She's always letting these kids get away with murder. Oh, hello, Miss Lamina. Do you remember the fire spell you taught me earlier? I still don't know how to cast it. Is there an easier spell I could try instead? What are you talking about? That's the easiest spell of all! I was casting it in the womb! And don't you know that boys aren't supposed to give up? Now stop whining and start practicing! I didn't think that fire spell you taught me was easy at all, Miss Lamina. But I'll keep trying. Magic is classified into 4 basic systems that correspond to the elements. There are wind, fire, water, and earth magics. The 4 elements that comprise the world. Huh, that's very like the Greek. That sounds like Greek philosophy here. Did you hear that, Miss Lamina? I can recite the theory of magic. You're a hard-working little guy, aren't you? If it were up to me, you'd be the mascot of the Magic Guild. Puh! He's good at memorizing things, but he doesn't have any magical abilities at all. I've been going to the library every day to study magic. You should come with me sometimes. That's a kind offer, but you need to work on using magic instead of studying it. Yeah, he needs to learn to apply it. So much NPC dialogue. That is so fun. Lunar and the Blue... Wow, this whole shelf. Lunar and the Blue Star. Past, present, and future. The history of humanity is the history of war. Mankind fought so furiously that the Blue Star itself was destroyed in the conflict. When we were brought to this world by the goddess Althena, we were given a second chance. A second chance to preserve our world and live in peace. We must learn to take care of this world and each other. This book is really old, Hiro. It's practically falling apart. I think this is the same book from the previous game, so I guess it's over 1,000 years old now. Famous Dragon Masters. Some of the most popular Dragon Masters in the history of our world include Leon, the mighty Gale, who fought his foes with the blinding force of a hurricane. Gaul, the Iron Hand, who could fell the largest man with a single swing of his granite fist. Nato, the singing swordsman, who often burst into song while decimating his enemies. Dyne, the hero of the Heresy War. And Alex, the last of the Dragon Masters, from the previous game. Hey Hiro, I wonder if you could be a Dragon Master too! I don't know. Oh, it's the same. History of the Dragon Masters. The first Dragon Master, Louis, descended to this land from the Blue Star with the goddess. The footprint of his very first step on Lunar can still be found somewhere in this world. Huh? You know, books are the greatest asset we have. With books, I can discover what happened in this world before I was born. I'd love to meet the person who invented the written word and ask for his autograph. Hehe. They're going to write a lot of books about this era of history. It's such an exciting time. I wonder what will be written. Will it excite the readers of the future as much as it excites me? Hard to say, really. Hot girls in the great outdoors. There are several public bathing spots throughout the world, including Althena Spring in the Illusion Woods and the man-made lake at the Water Ruins, where hot girls voluntarily take off their clothes to bathe in the buff. Yes! I already knew men were pigs by the way they always talk to my chest instead of me. But this book confirms it! Oh my goodness, what a misogynistic book it is. Anyway, you pigs! That is the weirdest book to have in your library. Anyway, here's another one. How to absolutely, positively win at gambling. Don't gamble and you won't lose. What kind of advice is that? Of course you won't lose if you don't gamble. Who wants to play but who wants to go through life playing it safe? I'm playing the win, baby. Life on Lunar. There are many creatures other than humans in this land of Lunar. I always forget it's Lunar. The most obvious example is the race of beastmen, which are strongly similar to humans. Have we run into one of those yet? We have run into them in the first game, but I don't know. There are also the 4 dragons which serve Althena, and the vile tribe about which very little is known. The vile tribe actually look pretty humanoid too. Honestly, they're not much different than humans! Tame and train your cat. Filled with tips and techniques to make the most disagreeable pussy eat out of your hand. Word choice, man.
Hey, Chief, don't you want to borrow this book? I want to see if it's humanly possible to turn Ruby into an agreeable feline.
If you call me a cat one more time, I'll scratch your face off, so help me! The Wilderness Survival Guide and Cookbook. Learn to survive in any type of harsh environment. Also includes scrumptious monster recipes. Hey Hero, we should try the recipe for sand shark sashimi. Bleh! What do you mean? With all the sand sharks near our house, we could eat like kings. Magic, its origins and history. Aw, kitty. A way to move heavy objects, whether or not one possesses considerable strength. A way to escape dangerous situations, whether or not one can move quickly. These simple desires of men led to the discovery of magic. And now, because of magic, mankind can achieve things never before imagined. Look at all the dust on the cover of this book! No one in Vane reads anything like this! Excuse me? I live in a magic city where no one cares about magic! It's deplorable, I tell you! It's deplorable, I tell you! Yeah, I mean, the reason why she can use magic is because she was interested in it. But it doesn't look. The Blue Star, humanity's first home. There are many rumors of a way to travel to the Blue Star, but they have never been confirmed. If such a method truly existed, it would have most likely been discovered by now. Let's talk to this guy. I heard that a long time ago, ordinary folks weren't allowed to come in here and read. But now it's different. Anyone can read these books regardless of their social status. With a few exceptions. That's right! See those books on that shelf over there? They belong to me! And if you read them without paying the rental fee, you'll suffer the wrath of the guild! Now, no matter what a person's background, they can read every book in the library. Well, all of them except for Lamina's private collection. Be careful! Until a few years ago, I was completely illiterate. Lady Miria took time each day to teach me how to read. I feel like the entire world has opened up to me thanks to her. Miria is the kindest and most generous person I've ever met. Now that I've learned to read, I've decided to improve myself in other ways. I think I'll start by learning how to write. Well, I guess it's true that you can improve your skills as a writer. Also, yeah, it's interesting because, yeah, I guess in the first game, I vaguely remember in Vane they were very, very protective of the library, but now it's like, whatever. Because the whole power structure of Vane was pretty much, like, wrecked when the city fell, so they could no longer maintain the lifestyle that used to be there. So I guess it, or I think maybe the city was almost nearly destroyed and people abandoned it, and then I guess in the future now they came back to it, but it's all like regular people, and their structure is very like, the whole like atmosphere of the place is totally different than it used to be. Close encounter of the Blue Star kind. I was abducted by a flying saucer from the Blue Star and placed in a strange room where bizarre creatures with large eyes performed demented experiments upon my bottom. What? She's like, what? She's like, excuse me? A Beginner's Guide to Magic. Volume 1, The Spirit of Fire. Welcome to the exciting world of fire magic. Before reading on, please make sure you have 1 flame staff, 1 large bucket of water, and 1 flame retardant magician's robe. Cool, makes sense. The Goddess Althena, Birth and Rebirth. The Goddess Althena is born and reborn into our world. where she watches over us. Right, so Luna was a reincarnation of the goddess Althena, the previous game. So that's an example of how Althena was staying within the human world. But centuries often pass in between her visitations. Is the goddess becoming more confident in our ability to live peacefully with each other? Or are we abandoned children? Festivals of Sacrifice. The earliest festivals were held to offer human sacrifices to the gods of war. Today's festivals are held to honor Althena, and instead of human lives, we offer her singing and dancing. Althena revels in watching her children celebrate their existence. This book is right on the mark. In fact, the Midoriya Carnival was originally an offering to the goddess. Oh, really? That's pretty neat. What are you doing, hero? The treasure boxes in here all belong to me, and that makes them off limits to you. Okay, jeez. A Woman's Recycling Guide. Volume 6. Don't toss that pad! This book was a complete waste of paper! I think I'm going to recycle it! Ew, I didn't really want to read about it that badly anyway. History of Lunar. Volume 1. The existence of the Vile Tribe was confirmed. During the terrible battle in which Vayne fell from the sky, the behaviors and desires of the Vile Tribe are still shrouded in darkness. But it is clear that they have not chosen to coexist peacefully with humanity. Someone scribbled a note in the margin. What does it say? This is wrong. This is wrong. The Vile Tribe has left the frontier and now lives alongside the rest of Althena's children, Phasia. Ah, yes, so Phasia was our ally in the Vile Tribe. Our ally was the ally of Alex and his team within the Vile Tribe, so that's why she was saying, like, no, we changed that. We're not going to live separately from you guys anymore. And so this book's out. So basically that book's out of date, and the real thing is Phasia says, like, no, they stopped being in the frontier and they rejoined, integrated with the rest of the society, human society. Although they're not human technically, but you know, they're humanoid. Phasia? Who's that? Yeah, of course you wouldn't know. That was that was terribly far away, long ago at this point. The superiority of magic. With magic, all things become possible. With magic, the world can be ruled and controlled. Wow, how many books are there? Shh! Please keep the noise down. I'm trying to read. I'm reading every book in this library so I can become a great scholar and impress the ladies. I'm learning about the goddess Althena, and the Blue Star, and the 4 dragons. Is this library filled with info from the previous game? Kind of, yeah. There's some kind of funny stuff, but some of it's actually a good refresher from some of the stuff that happened in the first game. Excuse me. Sorry, but I don't have time to chat with you today. I have to keep studying.
I come here to get a book, I did. I want to have one with lots of pictures. I love pretty pictures.
The Library Pavilion, another game you played? I guess that's true, yeah.
I tried to get smart enough to use that magic stuff, but Pa don't believe in me.
I guess he's New York. A New York accent for some reason. All my friends are late, but that gives me more time to decide what we'll play today. Hide and seek? Maybe, or bookshelf climbing, or maybe a book search battle. Didn't your parents teach you that a library is not the place for fun and games? Okay, Lamina, since you're kicking us out, we'll go play in the Cave of Trial instead. On second thought, why don't you stay here and play? Just promise me you won't go into the Cave of Trial. It's too dangerous in there. I agree.
Yeah, no, given how strong those monsters are, I had trouble with them, so... let alone the unarmed children. Making order out of this mess of books is tough. But it's my job, so I have to try and keep things straightened up as the best I can. Please return the books you've read to their original places. I'd be very grateful. Trust me, I need all the help I can get. Whew. Okay. Legends of the Goddess Althena. All of us were brought to this land from the Blue Star, guided by the Goddess Althena. The blessings of Althena exist in everyone, planted like seeds. They say that Althena waits for those seeds to sprout and ultimately to bear fruit. The Sealed City. Across the sea is the holy city of Pentagulia. Althena's tower, in which the goddess Althena dwelled, was once located in the holy city. The goddess is said to have sealed a great evil within its walls, never to be unleashed. Probably so far, I'm assuming. Inspirations, Volume 1. The future of each man is within his grasp. He must only reach out and take hold of it. Okay, it's the same. Okay, just wondering. Deep Thoughts, Volume 1. Nothing is more senseless in this world than the act of war. The goddess mourns when her own children willingly end each other's precious lives. Introduction to History. When reading any historical document, it is very important to remember that the contents of the document will never be entirely accurate, nor can they ever be. History is shaped by those recorded and by the inevitable influence of time. That's actually really true. You have to wonder, like, sometimes, like, because you don't even know the story's biases from the person who recorded it. Because every historian can have their own slant on what they perceive the events to be. And sometimes it's just like secondhand information, so you just wonder. Anyway, it's actually very true about history in general. And sometimes history is written by the victors too. Deceit in the Sky, the true story of the Magic Guild scandal. This book is fascinating. It yanks the covers right off the guild's dirtiest secrets. I'm a good girl, but there are times when I wouldn't mind being in this book. What? Why would you? Yes, a lot of history books are written by the winners of the wars, and sometimes it's difficult to find information but that's why they try to look for other sources, even from the defeated as well. Because sometimes things are still recorded. Lamina's personal bookshelf, rental rates. All books owned by Lamina are only available for rental at a price of 100 silver per day. Oh, don't mind that price list. I'll let you guys read my books for free. Aren't you happy? Big business for small broads. Oh, this is a great book. The author is an orphan who fought against all odds and soon became the most successful merchant in the world. Her story made me cry. Okay. Magic Theory Advanced Edition. An in-depth exploration of the mechanics and motions of spectacular spells. I think this volume is beyond your understanding. Let's try another, shall we? I figured. Poetry. What is the color of love? What is the shape of love? Where is my heart? I yearn to know the answers. Hear me, O goddess, beautiful and true. Tell me, teach me. But please do not charge me. Oh no! Why did I leave my poem in this book?